Hey guys, this is Wayne Hooser with BassBite.com, and I'm telling you, man, this is a great place to be if you're in the fishing industry, because everybody who's in the industry is right here in Orlando, Florida at the ICAST convention. I'm here with a professional fisherman, a very good one, a guy named Jeff Creek. All right, Jeff is with BigBiteBaits.com, and Jeff's going to tell us a little bit about how he catches fish in a grass lake. So how do you catch them if you were going to a lake that has a lot of grass?
I mean, this time of year for me, if there's a lot of grass, matted grass, I mean, probably my favorite way to catch them is going to be punching the thick grass. I'll use, I'm going to take a bait with a big weight, braided line, and I'm going to flip the mast. I mean, if you can get that going, you're going to catch big ones, and those are. It's so hot, they got to get somewhere, to get out of it.
Right.
That's probably my favorite in the heavy grass.
Now, how do you go find that? Do you go way back in a cove looking for that, or are you out near the main channel?
Typically, this time of year, I'm going to be on the main lake, points with grass and things like that. But it's one of those deals. To find them, you got to cover a lot of water. I mean, generally, I'm gonna take off, and I'm gonna try to find. They're always usually on the points of the grass or in the guts in the grass, but mainly main lake for me this time of year. But, I mean, I'm talking about using a big weight, like a tungsten ounce and a half, or, whatever it takes to punch through that grass. Braided line, and I mean, just make little short flips in that grass and cover a lot of water. Then eventually, when you find them, typically they're going to be in about a 40 or 50 yard stretch, and you're in good shape. And if you're fishing a tournament, they'll be there the next day. They don't move far, but you have to cover a lot of water to find them.
I got you. Now, is it the same with hydrilla versus milfoil?
Hydrilla and milfoil about the same thing. The only thing, usually the milfoil a lot of times, it'll be a little bit shallower and all that in some lakes, but you still catch it. If it mats up, it makes a good canopy. What you want to feel is, get that way through there and break it clean. You'll flip in that grass and it'll feel rough and shake it. When it falls clean, if it makes a canopy, there's going to be bass under there right now.
I got you.
Whatever kind of grass.
I got it. Now, if you went to a lake that didn't have grass, but the water was fairly clear, what would you be doing there to catch it?
Well, for me right now, I mean, clear with no grass, and rocks and docks. I mean, I'm going to shake worm. I'm going to shake my signature series worm. I designed this for Big Bite Baits.
Okay.
It's a squirrel tail worm. The tail floats. It's made of float material. I'm going to throw it on a shaky.
Right, and what are you going to throw it at? Are you going to be throwing it on little deep points? Or are you going to be throwing it docks? How are you going to approach that lake?
When it's really hot like this in the summertime, I'll fish docks a lot, but I'm going to skip it way back underneath the docks. So,
right.
That's a big deal. The shade, the corners, the shady corners, and things like that. And just don't be afraid to lose a bait. Get it way up in there between the pontoon boats, underneath the ropes. That's what they're going to be. But I'll do the same thing on points right now. Mainly main lakes. When it gets hot like this, the backs of the pockets. I'm not going to say you can't catch them on it, but as it gets warm like this, those fish are going to kind of get out on the main lake. I love to do this on rocky points and drops and things like that. But you can always, no matter what, you can always catch them shaking a worm.
Now, rocky points, do you mean ones that drop straight off, or ones that kind of go way out in the lake and then drop off out in the lake?
That's the deal. If it were like a tournament, if I was in practice, I'm going to hit both. I'm going to try both. But then once you figure it out, you can duplicate it around and all that. That's the whole deal. It's all a bunch of. It's just a puzzle pieces. That you finish it, and sometimes people don't pay attention to that when they fish offshore like. And that's my favorite way to fish. So the angle of the drop can be as important as what kind of cover it is. So always pay attention to the banks you're fishing, especially like in the wintertime. They might be on a real slow taper, and then it just depends. So pay attention, with your graph or whatever, to how steep the drop is. They may be on the long flat ones, but they may be on the real sharp break ones too. Typically, the hotter it is, they like to be on that steeper one. But hey, I fish them both.
Sure, you'll check them both out.
I'll check them both.
And you'll use that worm with a heavy weight, probably a quarter or higher, right?
Truthfully, when I shake a worm, I throw two sizes. I throw 8 and a 16.
Also, real life.
If I'm throwing a shaky head, that's it. If I'm going to go to a quarter, then I'm just going to throw a Texas head. I'm not going to throw a shaky head style.
I got you.
So I'm just I'm a big believer that when you're finesse fishing, I like it the lighter weight that I can get away with. I mean, I've caught them on a 16th ounce weight in 60 foot of water. It's just, you know, most of the time they're going to hit that thing on the way down.
Right.
You know, and that's you know, when you shake a worm, most of your bites are going to be on before it hits the line. You know, usually.
Right.
You know, around docks especially, you skip it up there and you watch your line never makes it to the bottom. So I prefer a lighter.
I got you.
I mean, I'm not going to say that, you know, don't ever throw a cooler. Throw whatever makes you happy.
You like the lightweight.
I like.
And you've won a lot of money on shaky head.
I won a lot of money, yeah. and about an 1/8 ounce is probably my go-to.
Now, do you use the screw-in head or do you use the one that threads on?
I mean, there's not a lot I'm good at, but I'm good at it. And I don't like the screws. I think it's bad. It's a bad design. That's my opinion.
Right.
And I think if you looked at most of the guys and pros that do it, you'll find that very few of them use a spring or anything like that.
Right.
And it's if you look at it, I know it's cool because it holds your worm on. I mean, that's what everybody, oh, my worm won't fly off. But if you look at it and really look at the design, it's pretty flawed. I mean, you're going to lose a lot of fish doing it. You know, you need your bait in line with the hook.
Right.
Okay. If it's coming out of the head when you jerk, you have to. It lines up in the worm, and you have to pull too much meat. So,
right.
So I don't like that. I like just a collar or a barb, you know, just on the hook itself.
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to sound like an infomercial on this deal, but I built one for jewelry.
Okay.
And it's you can't imagine how hard it's been, and it really has. The problem is nobody has a hook for shaky. So we had to actually get these hooks built from scratch with drawings and how we want the hooks.
Oh wow! So Jewel Bait Company is who has these hooks. What's their website?
Well, I mean probably Jewel Bait. Just Google it.
Google Jewel Bait,
yeah,
and you can find the hooks.
You know, they make the best football heads. You know, so McClellan, my roommates, won $10 billion on the football heads. So, but I mean, they're really good at that stuff, and they made this head for me how I wanted it. And we're just waiting on the hooks.
So it's not out yet.
I'm waiting for the hook. I mean, when I say we had to draw the hook,
right?
I mean, this was.
It was brand.
It's not made.
It is not like anything out there.
No, it's the things you want when you're throwing a shaky head. You want a light wire hook,
right? You
don't want a heavy wire hook,
right?
And you want a keeper, you know, that's not built into the head. You need it on the hook,
right?
So this has got all that. We've been working on it for probably 8 or 9 months. Maybe almost a year.
Well, I look forward to seeing it, man.
It's going to be a good one. It's good talking to you.
Well,
buddy.
Jeff, thanks for your time, buddy.
Yeah.
And again, WayneHooserBassBite.com, and that's some good information for you guys out there.